Some of the best upgrades I've made to my shop didn't come from getting new, expensive machinery. It came from small, affordable upgrades that we're going to talk about today on Salty Woodworking. Now, if you've been woodworking for a while, you have the same issue that every woodworker runs into. Having a place to put wood. Not just all your wood, but all that wood that you swear you're going to use one day and you're probably not going to. Will I ever use this piece? Probably not. Am I going to throw it away? No, because I probably can use it one day. But this is just one form of storage that I have in my shop for my lumber. It's a cheap little 5-shelf rack that you can easily get on Amazon, ship it to your house, put it together, and then have a nice spot to put your small scraps. That way you can have them organized. They're roughly organized here, but it's just a little bit of an organization help for your scrap wood. But I have a better solution for your actual lumber. Now, if you've been following along with my YouTube shorts, you'll have seen me put this shop upgrade in my shop already. This is a lumber rack that I got off of Amazon. It's relatively affordable and it's worth every penny in my opinion. It's changed the way that I store lumber in my shop. Before, I used to just keep all my lumber kind of laid up against the wall in one area, and there's a few things that was wrong with that. For one, it's unsafe because if you have to grab something from behind, you got a chance of everything falling down. Two, you can't see all the lumber you have because normally you have boards stacked in front of each other and that gets in the way. And then you'd also have issues with boards warping because they wouldn't be, flat on top of each other and have a way to keep themselves flat. This storage solution eliminates all them issues. It's safer because I can easily put boards up and get boards down. It's better because I can see what lumber I have just by taking a simple glance at it and seeing what's up there. And it's just a better solution because I can fit a whole lot of lumber in a smaller space. Now I put mine pretty high up there so I can still fit machinery underneath it and it's not getting in the way of me doing any other operations in my shop. And as you can see on the bottom rack, I actually use that as a clamp wall. So eventually I'm gonna build myself something nice for clamp storage. But for the meantime, while I'm still doing shop projects and kind of getting things done in here, I just have my clamps up there for now and it works out great. So it could be doubled as a lumber storage rack and you can use it for all your clamps. It's a very affordable set on Amazon and it is super, super easy to put up. It took me all of 20 minutes to put all that up on the wall and gave me so much storage. If you're looking for a solution for your lumber storage, I highly, highly recommend getting something like that. Let's move on to the next upgrade. Now the next upgrade I made in my shop, I never made a video on and I never really talked about. Honestly, I feel like it's something that needs to be talked about because you really don't think about it as a safety item, but it is a huge safety portion of your shop. And what that is lighting. It's not the lightings you see here, these are just for video, but it's the lights that I have on my ceiling. So I have about 10 8-foot LED bars from Barina, is the company name, on my ceiling. Now they're not sponsored or anything like that, it's also just something else I found on Amazon. And I put these on my ceiling probably, it's been almost a year ago now, and they are insanely bright. And the good part about that is you can see everything you're doing. And that's why I kind of consider it a safety item, because if you're dealing with low light situations, sometimes you're not gonna be paying attention or you're just not being able to see as well. And you can easily hurt yourself with that being that could be a stretch, but in my head, I see it as kind of a safety item. I forget exactly how many lumens each light's for. I can definitely put it down in the description so you can see the link and go to it and check it out, but it's a lot because it's extremely bright in here. And I have no shadows almost through the entire garage, especially if I'm working on my workbench. No matter what I'm doing for the most part, I don't have any shadows. And some people, don't care about lighting that much. For me, I wanted to make sure I can see as clearly and as good as possible in my shop so I can make sure I'm doing everything as accurate as possible. It's a whole lot easier to see everything, line stuff up, whatever, if it's super bright in your shop. Shop lighting is definitely something that I think everybody should upgrade if you can because it's relatively affordable and it makes such a big difference. Let's move on to the next upgrade. Now, if you've been part of the channel for a while, you've seen me talk about this item time and time again, and it's such a small item, but in my opinion, it makes a huge difference. It's the good old glue bot. It's like $10 on Amazon. Some people love it, some people hate it. I'm one of those people that absolutely love this thing. It has made applying glue so much easier in my opinion. Instead of having to use the little tight bond bottles where the top always gets stuck and then you're messing up your fingers trying to pry it open, I just use this. I buy a gallon of tight bond at a time, and this top comes off, you fill it up, and you're good to go. You don't ever have to worry about this thing clogging up, drying out, and getting clogged or anything like that. You put your little rubber cap on it, and then you never have an issue with it. You don't have to sit there and shake it and hit it and whatever to get glue to the top. You just hold it, squeeze it, and glue comes out. It's really that simple. It is a very, very simple product. Not much to talk about, but I absolutely love this thing. This is like the third one I've bought just because I've lost them or broke them over time. But I absolutely love this thing and definitely recommend, if you don't have one of these, buy one of these. Let's move on to the next upgrade that actually changes a little bit of the fatigue that sometimes you get in the shop. Now, as always, I will have all the links for the products I'm talking about in this video in the description. They will be affiliate links where I make a small commission at no extra charge to you. So if you want to pick some of these things up, check the description and help support this channel. Thanks. Now, most of us have shops that are in garages, and that being said, most garages have concrete floors or epoxy floors or something like that. Something that's hard and not comfortable to stand on for a long time, and whenever you do stand on it for a long time, causes fatigue. Now, that is something that happened to me whenever I first built this shop, is I would come down here and just after an hour or so, my back was killing me just from standing up. Now, I'm sure some of it has to do with posture, but I know a big part of it had to do with standing on just hard cement, and most of the time I was standing still just by the workbench for a little while. Now, since I was having those issues, I went to Lowe's and picked up some of these floor tiles. They're just like the little rubber mat, like play mats, or you'd put this in a gym or something, and they're relatively cheap. Now, eventually I want to get, it's actually like what they put in horse stables. It's the big 8-foot by 10-foot rubber mats that are a few inches thick, and they're like pretty springy. Eventually I want to put that in the shop, but for the meantime, I just put down some of these tiles. Now, you can get these basically anywhere. Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, Amazon, basically anywhere you look, you'll be able to find these tiles, and they're not too expensive. I put them everywhere that I spend a lot of time in. So by the miter saw, all around my workbench, by the table saw, everywhere that I use a lot has these floor mats, and it has helped me out tremendously because I was always having back issues from just standing down here for a while until I put these things down. Now, I know I'm still kind of on the younger side, but I think it can help anybody in all ages, especially if you're an older guy or an older person. It definitely helps out. So I recommend getting some of these floor tiles to put in your shop and take the load off your back. Let's move on to the last upgrade. Now, this next upgrade is honestly one of the first upgrades I did at my shop, and it's an automated dust collection system. Now, it's not like a fully, big shop automated thing or nothing like that, but it's as simple as in you can plug your shop vac in, and then you can plug in a tool. When you turn the tool on, it turns the shop vac on, and then it turns off. It's really that simple, but this thing is so convenient. Because if you don't have one of these, every time you want to use your table saw or your miter saw, whatever tool you want to use in your shop that you have dust collection hooked up to, you have to go walk over, turn it on, do your cuts, turn it off. Now, for some things, it's not that big of a deal. Like the planer, usually when you turn the planer on, you're there for a while. But like the miter saw, if you just want to make a quick cut, it's kind of a pain in the butt to have to go turn the shop vac on and everything else, just to make a single cut. With having these, you don't have to worry about it. You just plug in whatever tool it is. Now, for example, I have one on my table saw and I have one on my miter saw. So when I turn my table saw on, shop vac comes on. Turn the miter saw on, shop vac comes on. It's just an easy way to kind of automate your shop a little bit. So that's one less thing that you have to worry about and one less thing you have to worry about wasting time on. And you can just get back to doing your project and doing your project faster and becoming more efficient. So especially if you're somebody that's trying to like pump out projects and make a little bit of money or something like that, this is definitely something convenient to have because at the end of the day, those going back and forth trips to turn the shop vac on and off, it makes a little bit of a time difference. So I think this is something that every shop needs and it's cheap. I'm not 100% sure exactly how expensive it is. The link will be in the description on it, but I know I paid like 35 or 40 bucks, something in the neighborhood for one. And you could hook up 2 machines to one shop vac. And the cool part about it is it's got a couple functions on here that you can change. You can change the wattage to depend on, what machine you're using. But after you're done using the tool, you can program it so it'll stay on for 3 seconds, 7 seconds, or 10 seconds. So depending on how long your hose is, it'll keep sucking even after you're done turning your saw off to get the rest of that dust out, just so you don't have to worry about stuff clogging up eventually. One of the worst things is going to make a cut and then you realize you forgot to turn your shop back on, and then now you have dust everywhere. With something like this, you don't have to worry about it. So I recommend picking one of these up for your shop. All right, so that's all I got for you. That's 5 affordable upgrades for your shop that you can easily put in and not break the bank. If you enjoyed this video, please, drop a like on the video, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. As always, get in your shop, build something, and stay salty.